So Jonas Salk essentially came up with the vaccine for polio. When he did that, most people said he changed the world. He may be, I mean, as heroes go, he may be one of the greatest of, the last 100 years. And after he did that, he was asked, so are you going to establish a patent? Are you going to start a business? Are you going to own this thing? Because obviously you could be the richest man in the world. And he said, no. He said, my discovery, and I live perfectly fine. I don't need more. My discovery does not belong to me. It belongs to the world. Wow. What a gorgeous, beautiful, humanistic thing that man did. I mean, I've always been struck by that story, that idea. And now let's counter that with something that happened recently. So Moderna, at the height of the situation that we were all in with COVID, as you know, is one of the companies that got a big check from you and me, Professor. We wrote these, big checks from our tax dollars. And Moderna got $2.5 billion, right? $2.5 billion with a B. Now, we recently learned, oh, my God, they got $2.5 billion. Their CEO got almost $1 billion of that himself. I mean, talk about just the opposite of the story I just told. And here's old Bernie giving him hell.
Moderna makes huge amounts of money. This guy receives $800 million in golden parachute. Am I right about that?
I'm not aware of that. It's not something I would keep up with, particularly in this job.
Not something you would keep up with? The head of the Food and Drug Administration, you would not be concerned that a guy, when we're trying to get vaccines out to people, I'm corrected, it's a $926 million golden parachute. If that's true, if the federal government gives a company $2.5 billion and short time later, the head of the company gets a $900 million golden parachute, that is not a concern to you?
No, I didn't say it was not a concern. I said it's not something I keep up with in daily life.
It's just not something I keep up with in daily life. Pardon me, but what the fuck? I mean, come on, man. If you work for our government and you're responsible for those funds and somebody gives you that question and you go, oh, I didn't know. It's just not something I look into. Give me a break. I don't know. Will, what do you think?
Well, sitting behind this headline are deep concerns about rising inequality between the rich and the poor and a broader sense that we've lost our way in terms of basic values. It's obscene what some people are paid in corporate life. And that in a time of a pandemic, public funds were used to reward the head of Moderna in this way is deeply unsettling. But I want to say one other thing, which is that what Moderna did was remarkable.
Yes.
And if you think about $2.5 billion as an investment in order to come up with a vaccine to attend to a problem for a country that was in free fall, that was money, to my mind, that was money well spent. Now, so how it was then distributed is a different matter. But us spending a large amount of money to then produce a vaccine which didn't previously exist in very short order, given the death toll, given the number of people who were at home, not be able to work or be able to go to school, and all of the costs associated with that, we desperately needed to stem that staunch that bleeding.
Yeah, look, I'm not a communist. I'm not a socialist. I believe in the free market. I believe in capitalism. But there's a difference between capitalism working for the people and crony capitalism, where it's all about the mighty dollar, and there's greed and there's corruption. And you can't tell me that out of 2.5 billion, one man deserves 1 billion of that. What is that, 40% or something? I'm not a mathematician, but those numbers just seem crazy to me. They seem fucking crazy. I mean, we just shouldn't allow that. Somebody should go to jail for that, I think. Or there's something wrong with our society, Professor.
It is alarming. And I think, sadly, it is not just a story of this CEO and this company. That we can point to lots of examples of unbelievable corporate pay for the heads of these companies, and people who are paid massive amounts of money, even in the face of abject failure, which is not what we're talking about here. And so, yes, I mean, if your point is, should we be concerned and even disgusted? Yes.
Agua.